All my fellas, all my fellas, all my fellas, all my fellas.
Most men really only leave a woman when she is meeting him with masculine energy, because now he doesn't see the need for you.
Women see masculinity as dominant power. I have to assert my dominance by acting a certain way because they have this perceived notion that men act this way towards each other. I don't think any straight man would want a masculine woman because that's just, you're not looking for another man, you're looking for a woman. So it kind of just contradicts each other, where it's those two energies kind of, mesh. Like,
I call it a yin and yang type thing.
Yeah, I'd rather you have that feminine energy to kind of balance it. We balance each other out.
Some women have a hard time appreciating men. We tend to focus on what isn't right instead of what is. So we'll criticize the 10% that isn't working perfectly and ignore the 90% that worked. And that 90% was way more than we would have had otherwise. Just imagine if every time he did anything for you, anytime he did anything, you treated it like a gift and you expressed lots of appreciation. Remember, appreciation is the fuel that motivates a man to want to do more for you.
This is going to sound very off, but I think men deserve more appreciation than women, of course, because of all the things that we do and what we provide, into anything, friendships, relationships.
It's the right thing.
I'm not saying no one, like a girl, doesn't deserve appreciation more than we do, but I just feel in some cases, appreciation, of course, is what we deserve. Yeah, girls call it sassy that we express ourselves in this kind of way now, but just to acknowledge the things that we do.
Can I ask you one more question?
Fire away.
Okay. Why don't you just commit to one and choose to be faithful to her?
I'm just not wired that way. I spent my whole 20s trying to fix myself.
You're a man of self-control. You work out, you do business. You can possess your own power.
It's just not how I am.
I think that might be a limited mindset.
I think it's none of your business.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you have all this, money, wealth, and success, and you can't commit to one woman because he basically, in a mindset like that, I just want to have fun. I just want to sleep around with a bunch of women, which he should have just said.
Like he's taking it out on her, or just taking it out on people who question that kind of stuff. But
saying he's not wired that way, he probably is wired that way. It's just in his 20s, he didn't get a lot of. He's basically how an average guy feels, where he didn't get a lot of attention, and now that he's elevated himself to this higher level, he knows he has access and he can sleep with any woman he wants because he knows that the women that he goes for only go for him because of his money and status. Dudes like that who have that money and power, he's not somebody you want to look up to. He's probably the kind of person to talk about an OnlyFans girl but then go and sleep with a bunch of women. There's just an excuse. You just want to sleep around. Go ahead. You're grown. You can do you.
If you're in a relationship with a man and you do not feel like it, you have to understand that he has needs, and if those needs are not met by you, somebody gonna do it.
Like she said, just because you don't feel like doing something, someone else will do it. I have to work through things. And after a certain amount of attempts to get you to understand how I feel, and then you feel a certain kind of way because of how I feel, then yeah, it's time to move on. But
can somebody tell me why when a guy goes through a breakup, the first thing he does is download Tinder?
Well, that's because most men don't have rosters or backup plans, so they like to wait until their relationship is fully over before they start pursuing somebody else.
I don't got much to say, but it's just respect. I'm not going to be having someone waiting on the sidelines to get subbed in after you get ejected or something. I know that's a whole sports analogy, but that's why I hate this modern day. A lot of women have a lot of men on their phone. They're just talking to them, a daily thing, or just having as a backup plan, waiting for, of course, their main guy to mess up so they can promote the next guy. We don't do that. We still probably have female friends, but they're not next up.
Women control the dating pool. Women control the sex game. So even if it is a case of a female friend, if she wanted to fuck him, they would have done it already. I can say I definitely fell under that category where I waited till it's completely not lost contact, but there's no reason for us to talk daily or every other day. Then yeah, I am going to attempt to put myself back out there. A lot of men don't have it like that. Like, the average guy does not have a backup for his backups when it comes to women.
Do you hear? This is what I mean when women whine and complain. We live in a civilization that was built by men. You used to need a husband to protect you. Now the government pays you to be a single mother. The government pays you to basically be homeless as a chick. The government pays you to have multiple baby fathers. There's so many incentives. You can get paid to go on OnlyFans. You can get paid to do whatever you want. And on top of that, you don't need to live with a guy if you don't want to. We have all the choice we've ever had in human history. And what will women still do? Bitch. I just moan.
I very much agree that we do live in a society where this is probably the best time to be, well, the best time in America to be a woman. You really can do anything. And then for the women who complain that we don't have anything in a free country, you have that freedom to complain that you don't have the freedom, if that makes sense. You basically get an incentive to do anything. You get an incentive, you get praise for existing.
Women have life on easy mode. I have, of course, a friend, I'm not gonna name any names, but of course, she can come back and just say, yeah, I did this, and I got this because of me being a girl. Simply put, like, a lot of people would think these kind of women are pick-me girls. I hate that term, just pick me.
Pick me anything. It's just
pick me for anything. It's kind of stupid just because one side, now the opposite, is defending their opposite. It's like we're gonna jump on them too, because this is why I hate gender wars. I don't like gender wars. It's just because the opposite gender wants to support the other gender. They're pick me. And I never understood that. If someone's saying a factual statement, it's a factual statement. And the fact that someone's getting upset at it
means that it's
just kind of just proves your point.
It's easy to rally behind hate, and it's really hard to rally around love, because that's the hard way to do it. To actually sit and have a conversation and rationalize and agree to disagree, or agree on certain things and just choose to, not agree on other things. Like, that's the hard thing to do, to sit down and have a conversation and listen to one another, because people just don't want to sit and do that nowadays. So